Hello and welcome to Fire Alarm Systems Training. This is Lesson 1 Safety. Our topic today is going to be ladders. Some safety requirements for ladders. Use ladders only for designated use and do not use the top step. Never allow anyone to climb on the cross bracing or the back of a ladder unless it is designed to do so. And the step across space from the step or rungs to the nearest structural edge must be less than 12 inches. A competent person must inspect ladders, and if they have a detective, they'll have a do not use tag. So if you see a ladder that has a red tag, do not use it. If there's any kind of special instructions or things that you need to be aware of, it's going to have a yellow caution tag. And if there's anything wrong with it and it's good to go, it's going to have a green tag. So before you use a ladder, just make sure it doesn't have a red tag. Ladders with a pitch over 90 degrees and horizontal are prohibited. So we take a look at our diagram. The X at the base of the ladder, that indicates the angle of the ladder. Right now it's about 45 degrees. If it was straight up in the air, it would be 90 degrees. If it was more than that, then it would not be able to use it. So if you're using a ladder and you feel like you're falling backwards when you climb on the ladder, then the pitch is most likely over 90 degrees and you shouldn't climb it. Never apply varnish or any opaque covering. This could cover cracks or any kind of defects in the ladder, so you never want to paint it or cover it up. Wooden or fiberglass ladders are required for electrical applications. Of course, the most cheapest ladder is a little aluminum ladder, but this is prohibited for any kind of electrical use. Portable ladders to access upper landing surfaces must have the side rails extend at least 3 feet above the surface. So if you're using a ladder to go up on a roof, you want the side rails to be 3 feet above the roof. And non-self-supporting ladders must be placed at or positioned at an angle where the horizontal top support to the foot is 1/4 of the ladder's working length. So just to take a look at that, we'll have our working surface and the structure we want to climb in, of course, our ladder. So here's our top support. Of course, in the previous slide we said we want to have 3 feet above the top support for the side rails. We have the foot of the ladder, of course, at the base. And this ladder, we're going to say, is 24 feet. So the working length would be from the top support to the ground, and this working length is going to be measured at 21 feet. And the horizontal distance, we want to find out how far away from the structure we're going to place the ladder. So we're going to try to find for C. So if we use a little formula, C equals B divided by 4, which is the working length divided by 4, which is a quarter. We have 21 divided by 4, and it'll give us 7 foot. So to properly place this ladder in a safe manner, we want to put it 7 foot away from the structure. Employees must be trained by a competent person to know the maximum load carrying capacities of ladders. All ladders are required to have a tag on the side that tells you the working load. Be sure that working load includes any tools or equipment that you're carrying. Identify and address fall hazards in the workplace. So while you're working, you want to be looking around and make sure there's any fall hazards. Know how to maintain, erect, assemble, and disassemble fall protection. So anytime you go above 6 feet, you want to go ahead and have a safety harness and kind of fall protection, and know how to use it and inspect it before you use it. Be able to safety position the use of ladders. So that was back to our quarter rule about safely positioning away from the building and not having it a pitch over 90 degrees. Be knowledgeable in procedures to inspect for cracks, dents, and missing rungs. So like I said, before you use this ladder, you want to take a look at it and make sure it doesn't have any defects. Then we had a case study. We have 2 workers that are painting a light pole for a restaurant using a spray gun on a 36-foot aluminum section ladder. A power line was located 21 feet above the ground. The ladder was extended at least beyond the crossbar. One victim was on the ladder and a second steadied it. The restaurant owner heard a scream and saw the painter and the ladder fall. The other worker who had been steadying the ladder was lying on the ground. The rescue squad arrived almost immediately, but after a few minutes both painters were dead. So take a look at how we could avoid this accident. The ladder should have been wooden or had a non-conductive side rails. A wood block was under one leg of the ladder to steady it, so the ladder was not properly secured. The top ladder of the lung was split, which impaired the worker's balance. And the victims had not received any safety training or health training. Take a look at some images and try to figure out what's wrong with this picture. Of course, we're placing the ladder on an unsteady base, which is the bucket of this backhoe. The person has no fall arrest protection at all. We have another scenario. So what is wrong here? Of course, we have the water in the ladder in some water. Also, the ladder type, we have a person using an electric drill on a metal ladder in a pool of water. And they also don't have a fall arrest. So if they're not killed by the electrical shock, whenever they fall in the water, they're probably going to drown. Another situation here. So what's wrong with this situation? Of course, improper ladder placement, no fall protection. Well, thank you for joining us today. You can contact the instructor at p.and.forever@cfcc.edu. You can also follow us at Twitter at fast_ILM. And we also have a group on LinkedIn, Fast at CCC. Thanks and have a good day.